Well, hi, and welcome to my favorite place in our home, our back porch. Hence the name, Porch Time with Pam. I'm so glad you're here, and welcome to my very first YouTube channel. I'm just glad that you're here and you decided to tune in and see what I'm about. So I'm going to take a few minutes and introduce myself, and so you know what's the crazy lady in the pink doing. And I would love to just talk to you a little bit about things that are on my heart and what you can expect from the channel and different things like that. So I'm just really grateful that you decided to join me, and I appreciate it very much. And most importantly, thanks for being my friend. Like, I think you're my friend when you just take a few minutes to join in. So thank you so much for being my friend. And first of all, if we're friends already, I would love for you to comment below and let me know how we met. I might remember, you might remember, and you know what? We might remember something different, so it'd be neat to see how that works out. So take just a minute and let me remind me of how we met if we're already friends. If we're not friends yet, we will be hopefully at the end of this video. Well, today I want to introduce myself to those that I have not had the privilege of meeting or haven't been connected with on social media, because now, you know, guys, between social media and Zoom, we can connect on many different levels. Yes, I love meeting people in person. There's nothing better than a great cup of coffee across the table from someone and laughing till your face hurts and smiling till your eyes water. So, but right now, some of us can't do that. But it's coming, and I'm already doing some coffees, so hopefully you're getting more comfortable with that as well. But until then, we can connect in this way, and I want it to be meaningful for you. That's very important to me. So, I want to let you know some things that I'll be talking about so that you can keep track with that, or give me some comments on, hey, that sounds good, I want more of that, or what's that about? That's a perfect way to do that. But what I'm going to be doing is going to be talking about thriving at any age. I just turned 60 this year, or on December 1st of 2020, and 60 kind of messed with me for a hot minute. But I got over it, because I remembered every time I changed decades, I love the change that happened within our lives, and my life and our family's life. And so I'm going to be talking about that. Age is a number, and you can be your very best self, and you can thrive and fulfill dreams and thoughts that you have. You can do that for doesn't matter your age. So we're going to thrive at any age. We're also going to, I'm going to talk about how to be the best wife you can be. My husband and I have had the privilege of doing marriage ministry for about 5 years. And prior to that, we did another ministry through our church. We're not full-time ministers. We're just people that the church said, can you do this? And we said, sure. And we stepped up and volunteered. Loved it, learned, grew. God did miraculous things in our marriage. But I'm going to talk about how I became the best wife that I can be, and how I'm growing in that area. We still grow every day in that area. We've been married 27 years, and I'm thankful for that. And I want to be another 27 years, but I want them to be fruitful. I want them to be fun. I want for us to be the best people that we can be, husband and wife. I'm going to talk about how I can be the best mom that I can be, how I can thrive in that area. I have a 33-year-old son and a almost 36-year-old son, and I will tell you that there's been bumps in the road, and that there have been, went through a divorce, single mom for 5 years, met my amazing husband, and obviously we were doing something right. We've been married 27 years, but that changes, and that changes being a mom. It also changes when your children, you become an empty nester. It changes when your children are grown and married and have a family of their own. We're blessed to have 2 perfect grandchildren, and so you see lots of pictures. If you're friends with me on social media, yeah, I put a lot of pictures because they're pretty fun. And so I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about how to be the best nana, and sometimes that means not doing things and then not stepping in when your kids are doing things that maybe you're not in love with, but you're a nana. You're not the mom anymore. And so being a nana is a different role for me. I love it, but it's a very different role. I'm going to talk a lot about that. I'm going to be talking about, and I love sharing healthy lifestyles and recipes. Because I'm going to tell you my story in a minute, why that became very, very crucial at age 54 for me. But that's one of the things I'll be sharing. Another thing I'll be sharing is beauty and fashion. I'm a girly girl, like totally a girly girl. I was a paralegal for 26 years. And in that 26 years, I wore a lot of black, and I wore a lot of jackets. And I decided I don't like black. And I'm not really fond of jackets unless they've got a little bling on them. So as you can see today, I'm in one of my favorite colors, pink, the bright pink. And so I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how to have fun with makeup and skincare and hair and lashes and nails. All those things that make me a girly girl. And you know what? You might like some of them, or you may be saying, I think I want to try that. I'm going to share with that. I'm going to share you what I do and how I do it and how I came to the decision. Recently, I went through a process of doing some things with my hair that I will be sharing a lot of that on my social media. And so if you ask more questions, we'll do a video about it. But the most important thing is I'm a Jesus lover. I love sharing my thoughts about Jesus, my relationship with Jesus, and what you're going to need to know is that everything I talk about, whether it's being a wife, a mom, a sister, a nana, a business owner, any of those things are going to come from a biblical perspective. And so I hope that you enjoy that as well. That's my foundation. That's where I draw my wisdom from on any decisions that I make personally, and then my husband and I do together. I'm going to be sharing books that I'm currently reading, that I've read. I'll give you links in those, why I read them, some wisdom, some understanding, some growth I got out of them. Right now, I'll show you the book that I'm reading. I'm reading Draw the Circle by Mark Batterson. It's actually a book and a journal, and I love that because it's a prayer journal. And it's an area that I felt I got led to back in couple months ago to reread it. I think it was February. I went to a conference and I remembered that. In fact, Mark Batterson was our special guest. And so I was like, okay, I need to do that. So I'm redoing the 40 days and it's amazing. So I'll be recommending or sharing books. You can read them if you want to. You can ask me questions about them. It's fine. You're like, okay, Pam, all of that's fine and good. And we kind of got a clear picture about what you might be doing, but what prompted the channel? Well, first of all, I just feel like that this is a great area to spend a little bit of time laying out some information, sharing some things, and interacting with people through comments, emails, etc. So I just thought that this would be a great place to do it. So I've always been on social media, or I have been for a number of years, and I've just decided that it's time for a YouTube channel. My husband decided it, and he was right. But anyway, I've been on a journey for about 6 years. I alluded to that a while ago about my healthy recipes and my healthy lifestyle. It was born from a necessity. I took my very first ambulance ride at age 54. I spent 5 fun-filled days in a hospital. I had multiple tests that resulted in what I did not have, what they could say, oh, you don't have this, versus what they could do for me. In fact, they sent me home and told me to take probiotics and drink Gatorade. Not a lifestyle, okay? So I started digging. I came home and they actually gave me 2 medications. One of them we have come to understand that I'm highly, highly allergic to. But because they gave me the other medicine, it tampered or diminished the the side effects. And so we didn't understand it until 6 months ago when a doctor dug a little deeper and found out some things. So I fired most of my doctors, and I finally found one. I interviewed several, I consulted with several, and then I found a doctor that only saw patients 55 and older, because I'm not going backwards, I'm going forwards in my age. And so I thought, okay, I want someone that's going to give me information based on where I'm at in my current life. And so I did that. She was amazing. She dug down deep. She's the first one that kind of figured out maybe I was allergic to that medicine, and we said, put it on my chart not to do it. The second doctor found out why and actually did a DNA test on it. It was kind of interesting. I learned a lot. But anyway, she gave me 3 options. One was to go to a rheumatologist, one was to go to an endocrinologist, and one was to go to a nutritionist. The point that being that a nutritionist would be someone we had to pay out of pocket because insurance didn't cover it. My husband and I talked about it and decided that a nutritionist was the way to go for me. I did go to him. I went to him for 5 days straight, answered more questions about my life and my health than even my husband knew. I mean, I don't think I knew to dig that deep, but he did an amazing job. He then proceeded to tell me I had been sick about 10 years. 6 to 10 years, and that there mostly it was the way I ate, it was the stress I lived under, it was the sugar I consumed, it was the caffeine I consumed. Remember me saying that I had been a paralegal? You live on what's in the kitchen and caffeine to get through the trial or to get through the brief. And I had trashed my whole system. I put others first before myself, and I did not take care of myself at all. And so the nutritionist helped me understand that. And then he put me on 80, at the beginning, 80 supplements per day. Yes, I said 80. I kind of rattled when I walked, and it was pretty miserable. However, it rebuilt my immune system. It rebuilt my endocrine system, my health in my stomach and my gut. So it definitely was worth it, but it was a lot of work. And so as we did that, then we began to talk about what next, because he explained to me that I did not know how to eat as an adult, that I ate like a 10-year-old in a candy store. And so I needed to learn to eat like an adult because, by the way, I was one. And so, but however, the things that he recommended to me was no eating out. I had to cook everything that went in my mouth. And I was like, wait a minute, we're empty nesters. I don't want to do that. And so I started looking. I started doing research. I started looking for different things. I brought 5 different products, ideas, however you want to say it, to him. And I said, what about these? And he would have me read the labels. He would have me tell him why they wouldn't work. For example, one had started with sugar. It was 25% sugar. And he was like, this is what we don't want in your diet. This is what trashed your diet. This is what trashed your health. I was like, okay. So I kept digging, and I ran into an old friend of mine that had been on a program. She was a runner and very into Camp Gladiator and all these things. And I was like, sister, I don't like even run to the store. I remember laughing when she shared with me, and we both had a good laugh about, I don't even run to the store, except in a car. But anyway, she began to explain a little bit about it, and then introduced me to someone who would change my life and who became my health coach. And so I began to do this nutrition program. At first, I was supposed to eat 6 meals a day at the beginning. I could do 1 or 2 shakes all day long. Because eating was not something I did well. I was just very sick and very weak. It just didn't work out for me at that time. And so I slowly did the program, and slowly started rebuilding my appetite, and slowly rebuilding some things. Consequently, I did lose some weight because I was eating so much more nutritionally that my body loved it. And so that was a side benefit, but that was totally not my focus. I just didn't want to die. Not only did I not want to die, I wanted to thrive. And that's where thriving at any age came from, is that I didn't want to just be here. I wanted to be here in a meaningful manner. So once I turned a corner on that, I remember having a conversation with my coach, and she was so surprised at how much strength that I had in my voice. And I just turned a corner, and the nutrition kicked in, and she began to talk to me about, you have a story to tell. Would you look at health coaching? And I was like, why would I do health coaching? And I loved it. Fell in love with it. I said yes. I just took her word for it. I took her guidance. So happy that I did. So I became a health coach, and I grew as a health coach. And so consequently, my dreams started returning, and my head was clear. My thinking was clear. And I thought, well, what do I want? And then through the leadership in my health coaching program, I learned a lot about dreaming. I got reawakened in my dreaming. And so I thought, what do I want? What would I like to do? Now that my health is returning, I was about to be a grandmother for the second time. Didn't know it at that time, but soon after we became a grandparent for a second time. And being a Nana is the love of my life. Like, I didn't know you could have this much fun and with these little people, and I love it. But as I began to dream, I thought, who can I dream for? Who can I awaken dreams in? And so we did, and we started building a team that I can tell you that many of them are living financially free and for the first time in their lives, I think. I know for us, we've always been blessed. We've always been very obedient with our finances and good stewards. And so God has blessed us. But we're in a whole nother realm. We're in a whole nother place because we open the dreaming side of us. We began to dream. We began to share with people. And I love it because it isn't about food. It's about nutrition for your soul. It's about nutrition for your body. It's about nutrition for your mind. And it's about nutrition for your finances, because every aspect of our life has been transformed. And so I love that. And I love to surround myself with our amazing mentors, our amazing business coaches, just amazing people. I help people all the time that are not on my program because I want to be their cheerleader. I want people to be their best. I want people to be their healthiest. Super important to me. So I just wanted to share that with you. So everything about my life has changed. Everything about our lives has changed in the last 6 years. I'm looking forward to the next 6 years because I think we've just really begun. I think we've begun as turned a corner on some marriage and stronger in our marriage, stronger grandparents, better parents, all the things that I think we've become better at. So that's been kind of cool. But anyway, today I've shared all the things that I love, and I hope that they add to your life as I share. And I'm going to continue to share, and there'll be different topics that I'll talk about. And as I get comments, I will tweak those topics and add to and subtract from my idea and my idea list, because I want to hear from you, and I want to know what's important and what you're struggling with, or what you're just like, hey, I just need some feedback on this. So let's do it together. So I ask you to stay tuned for more, because this is the first one. And so stay tuned for more. And don't forget to let me know in the comments how we became friends, even if today is the first day we became friends. Let's get to know each other. And today I want to thank you for watching and taking the time to hear me and to listen. And hopefully I've awakened some dreaming in you. I've awakened some curiosity in you. I've awakened some, that's possible. And that's really what I wanted to do. And if I've added value to you, or I've added to your day at all, I would so love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to share this and tell people why you're sharing it. Don't just share it, because there's so much out there. So at least take a second to say, this is why I shared it. I like this crazy girl in pink. And make sure you share, make sure you leave a comment, because that's how I'll know how better to serve you in the future. Have a fabulous day, and I can't wait to see you next time on the porch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the bell button to get notifications. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Of course, I would love for you to follow me on social media. Until next time, see you on the porch.